When you were doing the time,
Yeah.
sounds like a sentence.
Yeah.
I didn't mean it like that. Did you have to do extra exercise or whatever?
No, not at all. I just did what I normally do.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was only the same as doing any other show. You know, it's 2.5, 3 hours a day. And I played tennis when I could. In fact, I played tennis less last year because I was in London, so therefore people kept arranging interviews and TV shows, and by the time you do something in the middle of the day, it's too late to play tennis and to get back into the show. So I played less tennis last year. I thought I would play more.
Mm-hmm. But the other demands of
Yes,
non-performing demands of the job.
that's
took
right.
over.
Yeah, took over. So, but you know, I do some exercise in the morning. That's about it. In tennis, I do 100 sit-ups every day.
God,
Yeah.
maybe I should start doing I'm getting to that
I
age
didn't
when
do
I
any today
should.
though. I woke up feeling really bad today. I
Yeah,
don't.
Monday.
No, I just felt sick. I had some Fernie Branco. Do you know Fernie Branco?
Mm-hmm.
I think I had trouble with my stomach. I must have eaten something yesterday. I felt really bad, but I feel better now. A little better.
How did you like Time? Oh, I see, you got a
I
watch.
enjoyed it.
Is that promo watch or what?
Oh no, a fan gave me it.
Great.
Yeah. Oh, I loved it. I thought Time was fantastic. I think it's one of the nicest things I've ever done. Great experience.
No, because I meant more like you're used to perform each night, you know, one stanza or couple of nights or whatever, but this is a long-term commitment, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
If I'm not wrong, this is the first time you've ever done something.
It's the
of
first
such
time I've done a
long
year.
time, Yeah.
I've done 6 months before now, but it was a whole year. But it was no problem because it was great fun. I mean, my friend said to me, "Oh, you'll be bored," but I was not bored, not once, and I didn't miss a show. So,
Yeah. No, I thought it was more like, going to work. 9 to 5, although it was 5 to 11
it
or
was
whatever.
9 in the night till 5 in the morning. Yes. Yes, it was regular,
Mhm.
and I enjoyed that. I mean, I was home every day, and I enjoyed that.
Were you glad when you finished?
No,
No?
I miss it still.
Really?
Yeah, I've been back to see it 4 times.
See, with Cassidy.
Yeah.
How is it? I've seen it only videoing.
Oh, it's good. I mean, I just enjoy the show. I mean, to look at it, it's the greatest.
I mean, technically,
There's nothing like it in the world, anywhere in the
That
world,
is true.
like it. So I would go to see anybody in it.
Is it going to run out? I understand that David is only for 3 months or something.
Yes, and I think they've asked him to stay a little bit longer, but I think he has other commitments. So I don't know who else. I don't think Travolta can come and do it because there's been some strike in America, film director's strike, and it means that the films that he was going to make
Sure.
have been postponed, and so he can't come here and work. So I don't know who they'll get.
You wouldn't go back.
No, I can't. I've got
because of your
to do it.
commitments.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about your album. When did you start working on it? Did you start whilst you were still doing Time? Or?
Yes, it was about November of last year. And I started and I did about 3 weeks work on it, but I found it very difficult because I couldn't concentrate on the album. I was concentrating on my show every night. And also, I said to Alan Tani, I really can't sing more than 2 hours a day because otherwise my show's going to suffer.
Be affected, of course.
So we worked a little bit in November, then we cancelled the sessions in December. I said to him, look, I don't want to do this. I don't want to keep doing this. And we did them in January instead. And I think we finished in February.
How do you go about choosing the numbers?
Just play them. He played me songs. I liked them. We recorded them. It's very simple, you know.
That is it.
Yeah, because if you don't like a song, it's not worth recording it. If you like a song, then you do it. And with the numbers on this album, we said, if we do a song and somebody else writes one that's better, we dump the other one. And Alan was prepared for that. But of course, he wrote 9 of those songs, and they were brilliant. They're wonderful songs. I think it's the best album I ever made. So I'd be happy with any of those songs as a single, any one of them.
And so Some People is the next single.
Yes, that's going to be the second single.
Which is unfortunate. It's the same title like Bellowy Sun.
By who?
Bellowy Sun. It's on EMI label as well.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't really matter. It's a different song.
Yeah, I know. No, it always amazes me that,
There was 2 Powers of Love. Do you remember? Last year?
3. There were 3.
3 Powers of Love?
Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Huey Lewis,
Oh, that's
and
right,
Jennifer... Whatever.
Rush.
Rush, that's
Yeah.
right.
That often happens.
Yeah, but I mean,
Well, we got a number one.
English language is, it has got 435,000 different words. People come up with the same titles. I can't fathom that.
I know. Well, because in fact the themes are, it's not the words that are different, it's the themes that are similar.
Sure.
There are only 7 plots. Shakespeare said there are only 7 stories. So you have to write the stories all the same. So it's inevitable that if you write a story about people who hurt each other, it could be called some people do this, some people do that.
What about the current single? Everybody's saying that it's too similar to Jamie Ray.
I've never heard of Jamie Ray, but still.
Yeah, he was on Stiff, so
Well, I didn't even know that somebody else had recorded it. Otherwise, I would never have recorded it.
But you're having success with it. Well, there's nothing to complain about, I think.
No, I'm not. I don't mind. I don't mind. It can't. If it's similar, it can't be the vocals because I've never heard his vocals. But Alan Tunney produced his record, didn't he?
Yes.
So the production might be similar, but I shouldn't think the voices are the same.
No, they're not. But they played them on Radio 1 back to back.
But the track might be the same.
They played them back to back.
The only difference is that I'm number 6 and he never made it.
I know. Pardon me.
Well, that's a big difference.
I mean, you've been in the business next year, if I'm not wrong, it's going to be 30 years?
30 years, yeah.
I mean, have you ever tried to write a song? I mean,
I've written hundreds.
Yeah?
And I've recorded them. In fact, the B-side of this is mine.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm terribly sorry I never looked at the back there.
No one
I'm
does.
sorry.
That's all right.
No, I mean,
No, I've written
the
many
A-side,
songs. Many songs. I wrote the B-side. I mean, sometimes I write a song and think, hey, this is good. And then I hear We Don't Talk Anymore and think, oh, that's better. So mine goes on the B-side, but I don't have any ego there. I like singing my songs, but if someone's got a better song, I'd rather have a hit record with somebody else's than a flop with one of mine. And so if I get one that's good enough, I record it, and if it fits, it goes on a B-side or an album track or something.
Is that because you're too self-critical about your own material?
No, I'm just very realistic, and I want to make hit records. I don't want to record, I don't have any ego in that area. I just don't need everyone to say, hey, he writes his own songs. Because the problem with writing your own songs is that you can only write a certain way, and you dry out. And after a little while, suddenly everybody says, oh, there's no more hit records. Because if you write your own songs, you are limited to what songs you can record. And once your inspiration is gone, that's it. But I sing the best of everybody's. I mean, I sing Terry Britten songs, Devil Woman, Carrie, Alan Tunney songs, We Don't Talk Anymore, Dreaming, Pretty One, Some People. I mean, I have the whole world at my feet. It's wonderful. Because there are many writers who don't record. And so therefore they need somebody who can sing their material. And that's my career is singing. I'm a singer. I'm not a writer.
Yes,
but I can write.
But a lot of people nowadays know that the money is in songwriting, so they go for songwriting regardless they can write songs or not, because they want money. I mean, it's very few people like you who are performer.
Yeah.
I mean, in the traditional sense,
But I'm not poor.
I wasn't implying.
No, I know, but that's the thing. You have to decide what you're good at, and you do it. And there are people who are more wealthy than me, and some who are not so wealthy. But ultimately, you have to decide why you want to be an artist. And I decided I want to be a singer. I like performing. If there's money to be made, I'll make what I can. But I'm not bothered about writing songs simply because there's more money in writing.
But anyway, no, I lost track. I'm sorry. What I want to say? Yeah. Now, when you talk about it, I realize that the current single is 97th hit or something, isn't it?
I think I was told it was the 89th.
89th.
It may be the 97th release.
I get it.
But I think it's the 89th top 30 hit.
Well, what I wanted to say is that I see that your eagerness or zest for success and hit signal isn't diminishing.
No, not at all.
Is it? A lot of people told me that it's like a drug. That you cannot. I mean, if you stop being a favorite of people, it hurts more than anything else. Because you need to be appreciated.
Yes, because we like to be liked. I mean, I like people to like what I do. So I mean, if I stop, I'll stop. I won't fade. If I suddenly find that people aren't buying the records, I will just stop. I mean, it's not worth paying. But it's not a drug, really. It's just that I know I'm good at what I do.
Just the
I mean,
nearest comparison. I didn't mean anything.
no, sure. But I mean, it's
so
like
addictive, you know.
You know, I know what I do. I'm good at what I do. But you know, it's up to the public to decide whether they would rather have a Cliff Richard record or a George Michael record or an Elton John record. And we all believe that we are good. All of us. Elton thinks he's good, and we put our stuff out. And sometimes we have bigger hits than them, and sometimes we have smaller hits than them. But in the end, the desire is to make records that people like, and that desire has always been with me. And I tried to make the best album ever, and I've made my best album. This is my best album. Maybe next one will be better. I don't know, but I hope so.
Yeah, but that's why you should make the records. If you think this was the ultimate, there won't be any reason to make another one.
That's right. Yeah. There's always room for improvement.
Sure.
And there's always new taste coming along. People want different things. You have to be prepared to give it to them. But that's what I've liked. I like the challenge of singing. I mean, you know, I've sung so many different types of songs. I don't like to be called just a ballad singer or just a rock and roll singer. I've sung country music, Devil Woman kind of songs, Miss You Nights. My Pretty One, I don't even know where My Pretty One fits in. It's just a great pop song.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that. I mean, I enjoy the challenge of that kind of thing. I'm a singer in the way that some people are actors. You know, I keep hearing interviews about actors saying about different roles they find very challenging and they want to play this part. Well, for me, I suppose it's the same. I sometimes hear a song and think, I'd like to sing that song. You know, I'd like to make that song sound good, and it's a constant challenge for me. So I enjoy what I do, and so and I guess that's why I've been successful for a long time. Not every record I've made is number one. Not every record I've made has been in the top 30, but almost all have been in the top 30. 89 out of 97 is not bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a good form, and I do enjoy it.
Do you ever sit down and think, good God, almost 30 years, 89 hit singles? Do you get amazed or astounded or whatever?
Yes, I mean, I've often said to my manager, you know, where it has to stop. In one day, it has to stop. It's impossible. Can I be 90 and still make records? Maybe, I don't know. If someone had said to me 25 years ago that I would be 45, I'm 47 this year, but if they said 40, you'll still be making hit records, I'd have gone,
come on, don't kid me or something.
No, that's right. It's not possible. But now everything's possible. People aren't concerned about age. It's only whether or not you make the right music. If you make the right music, they'll buy it.
I remember being at TMI for your 40th birthday, and somebody asked you, what would you do if the thing stopped? You know, nobody, people weren't interested in buying your records and so on. And I remember you answered that you would prefer to stay within the music, not as performing, but maybe working as.
Yes, I mean, we have a management group, and I have a publishing company. I would stay working within that area, so that you would still have a connection with the industry, but you wouldn't be the front man. It would be really good to find somebody. I mean, we're often thinking that we would like to find a person who showed real promise, and I could share a lot of experience. I mean, I've learnt a lot in 30 years of how to be a rock and roll star, of how to approach life and approach music, and it would be nice to share that with someone and maybe bring somebody else up to be a star. But that would be difficult, of course, because if it was easy, everybody would be a star. So, but that's the kind of thing I would do if I was not a singer myself.
Have you noticed that your audience is becoming younger and younger? I'm not implying anything, But I was looking at my little boy who is 8, and he asked me to ask you a question. How was it working with the young ones? Because he was introduced to you through the young ones.
That's right.
Because he was,
the young ones
fan of course. Yeah. I said, Cliff, great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it depends on your approach. I didn't think that the young ones had a very young following. I just thought they were a TV group,
Mm-hmm. Sure, yeah.
Everybody was. But
sort of cult program or whatever.
Yes, but because I prepared for challenges, and it seemed to me a pretty big challenge to sing with the young ones.
Especially Vivian, I suppose.
That's right, yeah. But I thought, I'll do it, because no one will expect me to do it. They will all expect me to say no. And I said yes. Now I realise, of course, that people like your son and many other young people suddenly go, "Hey, Cliff, hey, all right." And now they've been introduced to me. Now, of course, I have to. Maybe your son will be interested in next year's album or something like that. You know, when he gets a little older, he'll know my name. He'll know me, and that's the way our industry works. But it's not always planned. I didn't plan to interest your son. We were planning on to make a charity record. But that's the way it works. And I think if you're true to your art form, if you do what you believe in, usually it works that way. You know, usually it does. Your success continues because you're being truthful to what you're doing.
Yeah, but how was it working with them? Was it as
Great.
chaotic as it sounded on the 12-inch? Or?
No, it was perfect. No, the best ad-libs are the rehearsed ones. They knew exactly what they were going to do. And I knew exactly what I was going to do, and we did it together. And so we made a really professional record. But because they are such good actors, of course, there's this feeling of, oh, they're making it up. It's all scripted, everything. So, and that is the art, though. That is the clever thing. Very rarely do you find spontaneous moments to be truly magical. Every now and then there are spontaneous moments, but mostly our world is to do with rehearsing, scripting, and then performing the way you've rehearsed and scripted it, and making it sound as though it's a spontaneous reaction to something, which is what the Young Ones record sounds like. It just sounds like we got into the studio and they all messed around and I sang my song, but it wasn't like that. It was a piece of work, and it was a good bit of work too, and I enjoyed working with them. They're very professional men.
There is a rumor that you might do an album with them.
No chance. I think it would be wrong for all of us to do an album. I think it would be right for them actually to do an album, not with me, but I often wondered why the Young Ones didn't do another track with me, so you have 2 tracks on an album. Take Paul McCartney, Elton John, 6 artists, and ruin their records. Do you know what I mean? And just that would work. That might be fun. But I think to do even to do another song would be wrong. I think because that was a magic song. That was a magic record. We sold nearly 1 million records in England alone. We had a big hit #1 record, and sometimes those things are best left all by themselves.
Do I like that for when you appeared on Comic Relief?
Oh yes, yeah.
That was great.
That was good, wasn't it? Yeah.
I have it on tape and I rewatch it from time to time.
Yeah.
They're really lovely thing.
Well, they're great, you know, and also I enjoyed working with them because they respected my position. I said, look, you know, I'd love to do this, but I have an image, and I have a desire to keep that image. I don't want it to be anything else. And if you're prepared to change your image a little for me, it'll be great. And they did. The video was really good. On the stage of Comic Relief, of course, when I got there, I thought, what am I doing here? I mean,
you must have
swearing
come back from the performance, from Time.
I came from after Time, and everyone was swearing, and they were very crude and vulgar, even the young ones. But when I came on stage, it all stopped. And I felt very honoured, because they appreciated that I didn't want to be like that. And even the audience were fabulous. We stopped the show that night. Not one swear word. It tells me something.
Yeah.
And the young ones were fabulous. As soon as I came on, they picked up the guitar and we did the Living Doll. But they remained clean and funny and good. And I it meant a great deal to me that they were willing to respect my feelings. So it was a very good night.
Another tour in the offing. I presume you'll...
We're going to Europe.
Yes.
In October and November.
Yeah. And I've noticed, looking at the schedule, you're going to be behind the Iron Curtain.
Yes, we're going to Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, Yugoslavia. Hungary, I think, as well.
Is it Hungary as well? Are we going to Poland, David? Yeah.
So you can see the schedule when you're playing. Cliff can see the schedule where he's playing. Yeah, no, you're in. I'm born Yugoslav, so I know that you're.
Belgrade.
Yeah, Belgrade and Zagreb. November 9th
and Ljubljana.
Yeah, that's right.
You're Yugoslavian?
Yeah, I was born in Belgrade. Long time ago, I immigrated.
Yeah. Well, I have a Yugoslavian singer, a friend of mine called Alexander John. Michel.
Of course he did write few songs for you, didn't he?
He wrote 2 on one of my albums.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I know him. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so it'll be quite a good tour, I think. It looks like a long tour.
Does that frighten you?
No, that doesn't frighten me. As long as there's days off here and there, we're okay.
Yeah, I see some off.
Yeah, that's good. You have to. It's impossible otherwise. Impossible. Because it's not like a show. Like time is easy. 10 shows a night. This will be 27 songs every night, and there's only me to sing them. So you have to have days off.
Have you got a pool of musicians you use for touring, or do you have to assemble
Same
a
band, I
band?
use the same band all the time. Although this year is the first time we've changed. So I have 3 of the same musicians I had last year, but 6 new ones. 3 singers, 3 new musicians.
I presume you don't retain them between the tours?
No. They all work sessions.
It would be too much.
Oh yeah, because I do this tour and then it's 2 months this year. That's all. No, I just pick up good musicians. Well, they're usually the same men.
Have you got any expectations about going behind the Iron Curtain? I mean,
not really.
I hate using that expression, but
No, I don't
Eastern Europe, let's say.
Yeah. No, I mean I've been there before. All I know is that in spite of the language barriers and everything, they like rock and roll. And so far, I've only had successful times there. And the audiences are very warm. And in fact, the last time I was in Zagreb, it was to do a gospel show. And the people wouldn't stop applauding us. And we came on stage and they just applauded and applauded and applauded. And they wouldn't stop until I just played one chord on my guitar. And they went, they were a perfect audience actually. Wonderful. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't have any particular expectations, but I know that it's going to be okay because, certainly we'll be working very hard on our show. And the audiences will be friendly, I know.
And I think you're playing in Wimbledon Theatre here.
Well, we're going to rehearse at Wimbledon Theatre, and then when we finish rehearsals, we thought we'd do maybe 1 or 2 performances, just to try the set out.
Oh, good, I'll be there.
Yeah?
It's around the corner from me. Anyway.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, because Claire was saying, and I thought that's rather small auditorium for you, unless you do a
we're
shows
using,
or whatever.
Well, because we can rehearse these, so we can set the stage and put the lights and everything in, and then because they're there, we thought, well, we'll do a couple of shows here, small grounds, but good rehearsal.
No, Live Aid was rehearsed there, so.
Was Live Aid rehearsed there?
Or something was.
We rehearsed our last tour there.
Did you?
Yeah. And we did a show there too. And it works really well because you get a good audience and you can try everything out and see if the lights are going to work and sound and stuff like that. And then you can take it away knowing that you've done it once. But there's no pressure.
How much do you get involved in staging the show?
Well, I'm completely involved.
No, I mean, for example, the lights. Do you relegate that to somebody or?
No, they have someone else has to work it, but you have to give them all the give all the ideas. And we talk through with the lighting man and say, well, this is the kind of effect I would like. I need lights from behind me here. I want lights from the side here. I want particular, and depending on what the song is, I can tell him, and then he makes it work. But I have to be involved. Because really, when you think about it, if you're the singer and you're singing the songs, really you're the only one that knows what you're trying to do. And to be helpful to my management and everyone, I have to explain what I want to do, and then they make it work. I couldn't do it on my own, but I have to be involved in the production.
How about the videos? I mean,
I don't have much to do with the videos.
Oh, you don't?
No,
because you come from a different school of thought when music was music, and
yeah,
there was no
right.
need to be interpreted in visual form.
I had an idea for the last video, My Pretty One, and when I talked to the director, his idea was exactly the same. So I said, well, that must be right then. So we did it that way. But the new video, for instance, he came up with an idea, and it's a good idea. So I said, fine. I can't always think in terms of videos.
Is it? Do you ever watch videos?
Yes, I think they're on television. Some of them are great.
Some of them, yeah.
Well, some of them,
yeah.
But some of them are better than the songs, of course.
That is the problem.
That's right. Well, mine aren't. My songs. I always go for songs first.
Of course.
And if you get a good video as well, that's
It's a music business. It isn't a video
that's
business.
Right. Absolutely. I like making records best. And if you can get a good video, then that's fine. Most of my videos I don't like. I've never really enjoyed my videos very much. I liked Wired for Sound, Daddy's Home, and the duet I sang with Sarah Brightman. That was a nice video. And My Pretty One, I think, is fabulous. That's my favourite video. But what the next one will be like, I don't know. We're going to use the same director. So, with a bit of luck, it should be okay.
You did a few duets in your time. Is there somebody you would really like to sing with, but you never got around to?
Elvis.
Well, you're late for that around 10 years.
That's right. That's the one I'd like to have done. That would have been great.
Was there any possibility to do it?
I don't think so. Because when he was singing, the duets weren't very popular. It's been in the last few years that everyone likes to make duets.
Since Live Aid, I think, everybody opened up sort of thing.
No, before Live Aid.
But at that time about, people realized that they wouldn't ruin their careers or whatever,
Yeah, that's right. But there's been a lot of hit records the last, say, 5 years, where duets have gone on, and it's been great. Diana Ross and Lionel Richie and people like that. Elton and I made a record, really good record too, but it wasn't a hit. Did you hear our one? Elton John.
Which was the one?
It's called Cold Rivers. No. Cold Rivers running deep. Cold Rivers.
Yeah, and I know the song. Yeah, of course, yeah.
Good song, good record actually, but it didn't catch the imagination of the public. That's the problem. But nevertheless, it was a good record.
One question I had on my mind, but it slipped my mind because you really take me different ways, and it's after so many years, there are so many questions from the past and for the future as well. And I don't know where to start, asking that. Are you going to have something special for 30 years? I mean, there was for 25 years with the Shadows.
I don't know. We'll probably do some touring. We're actually planning to go to the Far East to celebrate, because in those Far Eastern countries, they still prefer old Cliff and the Shadows. They like Living Doll and Summer Holiday, Bachelor Boy, and so perhaps we'll do something like that. And but in '88, it really depends on what else I have planned. But we're not tied to '88, because if, for instance, we cannot get together in '88,
well, 25,
we could do it.
You played it at 26 yet, didn't you?
That's right. We could do it in '89, at the beginning of '89, and say this is to celebrate.
Sure.
We've now finished 30 years, so it would be possible to do. I'm sure we'll do something, even if the TV specials.
Well, one thing, I just remembered. You hardly had the success in America. Has that ever bothered you?
No, I've had 11 top 30 hits, but no album success. That's where you get a hit, if the albums are big. Devil Woman was number 5. We Don't Talk Anymore was in the top 10. Dreaming, A Little in Love, Carrie, Suddenly with Olivia Newton-John. I've had a lot of hit records out there, but no albums. So this year we're not signing with EMI in America. Well, it must be their fault. Because if you have single success, it means that you're making the right records.
And they're not pushing it properly.
When something's not being pushed,
whatever,
So, and all the singles are done, they're successful because I go over. I go over and I do all those talk shows and radio shows and all the television. And then you have a hit single. And if the album doesn't make it, it has to be the fault of the record company. So we're going to try a new label with the new album.
You did a lot of movies in the 60s and then you stopped.
I didn't want to do any more like that. They were all the same. And they kept on making me offers, the same offers, and I said, well, that's it, finished, thank you very much.
Like being typecast?
Yeah. Because they weren't prepared to spend any money. Nowadays, if you're going to make a movie, you have to compete with Superman, Star Wars, Platoon,
Star Trek.
Yeah, all these. All these brilliant films, So if you're going to make a film, it's got to be good.
Yeah, of course.
And until someone's prepared to do that with me, I'm not bothered. I'd rather not.